High intensity training is a style of training that seeks to maximize muscular gains by taking sets all the way to failure and in some cases past failure. Now, when it comes to any training style, I always want to caution against looking at different training styles like they are competing teams to be joined and then dogmatically defended. Instead, look at different training approaches as different tools that you can use for different situations, and each with a unique set of benefits and trade-offs that may or may not be right for you depending on the context. So with high intensity training and failure training in general, it does a great job of ensuring you're training hard enough, crossing the effort threshold required to get the most out of a set. And even for those who don't want to adopt a high intensity training approach across all of their workouts, occasional sets to failure can help you better estimate your proximity to failure for your submaximal sets. So there are definitely some positives. However, failure does come at a cost, namely in the form of effort and fatigue. And you might think, well, that's okay because it's probably super productive. But when compared to training just a little bit shy of failure, there doesn't seem to be a reliable difference in terms of stimulus despite generating more fatigue. And that larger fatigue debt has to be paid off with an extended recovery time, and that can limit your overall training volume. So there is certainly a trade-off. But people vary a lot, and some people do really well with this approach. They tolerate and enjoy training to failure much more than others. And of course, exercise selection, fitness level, and genetics all can contribute to that. But for others, this just is not the case at all. And training to failure can be really rough. The sheer effort required to push past the point where you want to quit and take the set all the way to true failure, that requires a high level of motivation that for some can just be hard to keep up over the long run. So here's how I think about this. Training to failure is not the only way to grow muscle. This is well supported in the research, and even if you're suspicious of the research, and there's certainly reason to question it, there are people all over the world that have made great gains while rarely, and in some cases never, training to failure. You could probably train your whole life, never hit failure, and build a very healthy, capable, and great-looking physique. Whether or not you decide to train to failure is up to you. Either way, it all comes down to balancing stimulus and fatigue. Just don't feel like you have to train to failure to make gains. It can be a useful tool for sure, but it's not the only tool you have available. Instead, let what is sustainable for you guide your approach to training. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.